Inhale. Exhale. Point your toes toward me while you're lying flat on your back. Stretch your fingers so your arms are apart. Your fingers and arms just land on the ground. And you're stretching, stretching, stretching. And you're just getting a little bit of space between all the togetherness of your bone body. Good. Then go ahead, bring your feet flat, hip width apart. Yes, so knees are bent. And bring your feet in just so that they're under your knees so you really feel your feet plugged into the floor while you're on your back. Take your arms out into a T shape, palms face the sky. And then take your arms a little bit below your shoulders so that the arms just drop. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, let your knees drop to the right. On the outer edges of your feet, you stay. Take your breath in. Let your exhale drop your knees to the left. So love your Ujjayi breath. Get curious about it. At the very beginning of class, we're bringing you right into breath. That's going to bring you into your body a lot sooner than if I just called out a bunch of poses. Take another breath in, come back to center. On this exhale, please hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, massage out your own back. Like if you don't have time to get to a massage therapist anytime soon, then give yourself what you need yourself. Rock up and back 4 or 5 times to flat feet. And as you're doing that, really draw your belly in. And just keep rocking up and back. Use your belly to pull you up. And then rock it back so you massage the big sheets of muscle across the back. And from there, make your way to downward facing dog. Plant the palms. Find your downward dog. We love our yoga because it always... Well, I'll speak on what it does for me. Maybe it resonates with you. We love our yoga because when I get on the mat, I plug into my hands, I plug into my feet, and I feel that a lot quicker by breathing in and emptying the breath all the way out. And I draw the breath in at the base of the throat, in through the nose, but from the base of the throat. And I empty the breath out of my nose from the base of the throat. And that plugs me into my body, into being in class. And I always feel better than when I got there, even if I was thinking I'm pretty good at the start. Every down dog, every push-up, eagle's pose, king dancer, airplane. Tonight's practice, dedicate your gratitude for every single pose. Because one, it leads to Shavasana, which we love. Shake your head if you love Shavasana. And it leads us back to the best of ourselves. Love your exhales tonight. Get curious about them because you can be flooded with the energy you need, creative or clear in intellect. Love your exhales because they clear you inside out. Take your feet together. Take your right leg to the sky. Press your bottom foot down. Bend the upper knee. Roll the knee and hip open. You're going to flex that upper foot. And you're going to just peel your knee and hip open a little bit more. You just got started. You're not here at the start to get to the end of the race. And no guns going off. Everything's good. Take your time. Roll your hip down. Bring your foot to the ground. Feel that right heel touch the ground. Like we've been in our bodies and walking around on our feet all day, but feel what it's like to be connected to the ground. It's very humble. Left leg high. Bend the upper knee as you exhale. Peel everything open. Let your hip, your left hip and pelvis decide where it's going to go and how much it's going to open, and know that that's perfect. Palms will be flat, fingers spread. Feel the ground. And the more you squeeze that bottom leg, the more the upper leg will lift because it feels the support. It's all very humbling to get back to the earth. Good. Take your hip to in line with your right. Bring your foot to the floor. Walk your hands towards your feet. Walk your hands towards your feet. Now walk back into your downward dog. Walk your hands toward your feet. So your hands go to the back edge of your mat. Yeah. Just checking to see where you're at. Are you in yoga just because you're here? Are you here? Good. Interlace your hands behind your back. Take a big breath in. Squeeze your shoulder blades into the middle back. Hug your legs. Exhale, fold so that the arms drop toward the floor. A big release will happen by way of an exhale. It's quite miraculous that way. Bring your hands back to the ground. Walk your way back to downward dog. And bring your heels, lift them up. Look to your thumbs. Belly tight, get the air all out. And then pull yourself, feet to your hands. And then jump your feet back to down dog. And pull yourself, feet to hands, hug in the belly. Nice, jump back, down dog. Pull, feet to hands. Jump back. Pull, feet to hands. Lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Big bend in your knees will bring big ease to your low back and hamstrings. Now ground down powerfully through your feet. Feel your power from the ground up come to stand. And while you're reaching all the way up, press down through the feet. Squeeze the legs off, lift them up off the knees. Lengthening your tailbone toward your heels. Belly will pull in and up. And then take your thumbs to underneath your armpits like you're going to do the chicken dance. And just take your shoulders up and around and down. But really get lifted through your rib cage. Because we get so compressed here, we don't even think about it. So everything gets short. And then breath gets stuck. So like lift up and then reach high. Pressing your hips forward. Exhaling your heart up to the sky while you take a baby back bend. Hands to your heart. There. Already you peeled a big layer of onion inside and energetically and physically. Let's keep going with that. Prior to getting started fully, let's just take an Om. Take a big inhale. Thumb knuckles to your heart, bowing in deep gratitude for the yoga gods, the teachers, the students that were all practicing long before yoga found us. You're part of a path of powerful, tremendous people. You are like them. Inhale, reach up and look up and then bend the knees and bow forward. Inhale to a flat back and feel your shoulders pull back towards your hips. So you just, yeah, exactly. And then feel that belly pull in and up while you bend those knees. Yeah, and the shoulders moving back, hugging them in. You feel how much more open you are? That's awesome. Same with you. Just go ahead and squeeze your shoulder blades into your middle back. Exhale, fold forward. In breath, halfway lift. Bend your knees, palms are flat, high plank position, pause. So building it from the bottom up. So look at your feet. Press your heels back. Really lift up your legs. Really lift them and then fire them up. Like building an inner fire by squeezing your legs. As though you have a block in between your thighs and you're going to spit it out the back to the back wall. The tailbone lengthens and you hug your belly. You soften all this. Good. And then exhale, moving through as you bend the elbows and lower. Keep your elbows hugged to the sides, but give your little elbow room between your elbows and your ribs. Just for a little space. And then up facing dog. Drawing the breath in. Big exhalation, down facing dog. And the exhale is to the bottom of the lungs, so there's a completeness in your letting go. Take a big breath in. And exhale to complete the letting go. Breathe in something new by way of that inhale. Empty out something old and just heavy and just taking up all this weight in your mind. Buddha said make yourself light, not heavy. Belly tight, bend the knees, rock forward, feet to hands, just jump. You got it. Great. Inhale, halfway. Empty the breath. Fold in half. Knees bend. And the body will be more willing to bend for you on your behalf. Inhale, rise up. On the exhale, folding forward, knees bend, water in the joints. Yeah, nice. Inhale, flat back. Step to a high plank. Lift those thighs off the ground. Good. Low push up. Up facing dog. Hug the shoulder blades into the middle back. Tops of the feet are on the ground. And then lift your thighs off the floor. Really good. Nice. Exhale, down facing. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Let go. Breathe in. Let go of something that's been really stuck with you and challenging you. And it could be in your life. It could just be in your mind. And then breathe in again. Let go of something that's just great. Like let go of it for a while to be here fully. So that when you return to your life, you'll have a detachment toward what you no longer need and you with some space and freedom. And then when you return to what's great about your life, you will have a renewed appreciation for it and a renewed sight for people and experiences. That's our job. Not to fall asleep on that. Walk, feet to your hands. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale out, forward fold. Chins dropping. Head's getting heavy, so you'll pull yourself right out of your thinking mind. If you want to get out of your head completely, go into your breath fully. On a big inhale, rise up, ground through the feet, hug the legs, muscle the bone, hug in. Exhale, bow forward. Breathe in, flat back. Step back, high plank. Exhale, low push up. Scoop the heart through, up dog, palms plant down. Empty the breath all the way, downward facing. Hips and thighs pull you back. Land your gaze between your feet and let your gaze soften. Breathing. Your tongue's on the top of your mouth, the roof of your mouth. You have more space in your mouth. Let your jaw soften with every exhalation. And one body part gives allowance to all the other pieces of you to relax a bit more too. So the more you relax, the more breath comes to you with ease. We have a lot of tension. we can't get the breath through because it's just blocked. Ah. Try that with me. Inhale. Ah. Take another one. Go into your belly with it too. Ah. That's powerful. That's probably more powerful than therapy for 10 years on the couch in one of these offices down Elm Street. You're your own healer. Walk or jump, feet to your hands. Belly tight. In breath, halfway. Empty the breath, fold forward. Press down through the feet, hug the legs, rise up, stretching back. Open the arms wider, fingers spread, hands to your heart, bow on the exhale. Fold in. Inhale, flat back. High plank position, knees bend, feel the palms, low push-up, go through it. Move the energy, up dog, you're moving it through. Downward facing, head heavy. Breath in, clear it out. Breath in, empty it fully. Jenny, walk your hands a little more ahead so we can get more length to your spine. Do you notice that? Yeah. Walk your feet a little bit more. In breath. There you go. Out breath. And step forward, feet to your hands. Breathe in, lift halfway. Big exhale, fold you in half for you. Your body's following the breath out. Now your body will follow the breath in and you'll rise up. And your inhales refresh you and recharge you, perhaps resuscitate you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Pull the heart away from the hips. Push your hips back. Step back, high plank. As you lower into chaturanga, feel your shoulders move back towards your buttocks. Up facing dog, heart's opening. Down facing dog. Breathe it in and purge it. And go ahead, feet together. Lift up your heels really high. Bend those knees, get your belly pulled tight. Feel the power of your legs. Use it. Apply it. Apply your power. Feet to your hands. Nice. Inhale. Halfway lift. Empty the breath. Fold forward. Utkatasana. Bend your knees. Sit low. And in your Utkatasana, find your heels of your feet. And then feel your shins press back toward the calves. And hug your thighs like you are not to be messed with. Yeah, like break out your inner Charlie's Angel there. Tailbone tilting toward your heels. And go into big breath. And to do that, you got to drop down into the fire. And the fire's not going to destroy you. It's going to purify you. You're breathing in and you're breathing out right from here. Mouth closed. Right here. Yeah. Keep going with that sound. Fingers alive. If I poof your hands, I just lit them right up. Good. Big Ujjayi breath. You're building an inner fire. Sink a little bit lower. Like instead of just tiptoeing around, just drop into the essential. Yeah, that's how you find your essential breath. That's how you really are not in survival mode. You're not panicking. Sink a little lower. Exhale, bow forward. Nice job. Inhale, flat back. To a high plank. Move on the out breath to a low push-up. Go right through it. Take the breath in, up facing, feet pressed down. Empty the breath, down facing. Bend your right knee, big step forward, warrior one. Back foot flat, come on up. And as you drop your hips lower, your breath in will stretch your heart higher. So there's a real solid strength in the bottom, and then the heart, torso can kind of have a little lightness to it, instead of it being extremely strong. And if your shoulder blades are up to your ears, you're going to have to work harder to breathe. So do your arms a favor, do your heart a favor, your shoulders, mid-back, open the arms up wide. Turn your pinky fingers in so they spin to the back of the room. Set your gaze at one spot. Press your feet into the floor. Press the right knee open toward the pinky toe side. Feel that heel plug right in. You press into that heel, you press the knee open. You bring your palms together over your head. Bend your elbows behind you and let your head press into your forearms. And exhale to the ground is high plank, low plank, up facing, down facing. Left foot, warrior one. So the left foot faces 12 o'clock. The left knee goes to the pinky toe side. You squeeze your front thigh like crazy. And the outer edge of your back foot presses so the inner arch lifts. And the back thigh, you squeeze it. And you breathe. And if you're feeling like I'm not that comfortable, widen your feet out a little bit and you'll get more comfortable in your pelvis. Your first warrior, so you're your body's teacher. You listen to the body as your teacher. Then you go to the Ujjayi breath. And you're just taking that in and you're taking it out, and it's not a frantic breathing. It's just very steady and streamlined. On the inhale, you take in what you've got space for. On the out breath, you empty it to the bottom of the lungs. You stretch up as you breathe in, bringing light and lift to your spine, to your rib cage, to your heart. On the exhale, you plant the palms, high plank. Low push up. Big up dog. Bigger out breath for down dog. Taking the breath to the top of the lungs. Clearing it all the way down. And the belly sucks in against the back as you do that. So you know that you really truly got it all out. Yeah. A lot of people will say they've let go of something in life, but they're still kind of holding on to it. Because if there's any trace of anything in the future happening similar to that experience, they're right back to that. They're right back to that defense. And you just want to breathe in and breathe out. And you'll practice letting go so you can embody anything you might preach. When all the air is out, and I'll do the same. When all the air is out, jump. Feet to your hands. Keep your eyes between the thumbs, and you're going to go there. In breath, halfway. Out breath, folding, still keeping the knees soft. Plant the feet down, reach up and drop your bum. Utkatasana again. Sit your butt way back. Exhale, bow forward. Breathe in, lift halfway. Step to high plank. Empty the breath into a low push-up. Follow the breath. It'll take you to up dog. Empty the breath. Downward dog's waiting for you. Right foot, warrior one. Step into it. Inhale yourself to stand. Back to the floor. High plank. Low push up. Up dog. Down facing. Left foot. Keep going. Warrior one. Breathe in, come up, take it back. Back to the ground, feel the ground. High plank, low plank. Up dog, down facing. Right foot, warrior one. Reach up. Stretch a little more and release. High push up. Low plank. Up facing. Down facing. Feel the hips be pulled back. Left foot, warrior one. Back foot down, rise up. Head's gonna follow, like your eyes follow the back wall, the ceiling, and then the back wall. And return to the floor. High plank. Low push-up. Up facing. Down facing. Big breath in. Shake your head out no vigorously. At a certain point this week, I'm guessing that probably there was a place and time that you really wanted to say no to something, but you shook your head yes out of politeness. Shake all that out. Shake it out, like at least get your truth out here. Truth is courageous and badass, by the way. No wonder we're so afraid to speak it. Belly tight. Rock forward, feet to your hands. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees. Utkatasana, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Follow your breath. Breath in, halfway lift. Step to a high push-up. Exhale to a low plank. Big breath to an up dog. Exhale leads you to down dog. Right foot, warrior one. You're on your way. Just go. Let yourself out of the gate. Exhale, warrior two. Land your gaze. Finding your front knee, pressing it open. Hugging your front thigh. Good. And then we're just going to line you up. Good. Really good. And you're breathing. And then drop your arms a little bit lower. While you're lengthening like every finger, like so strongly. Yeah. And that strengthens your arms. Squeeze your arms. There you go. And put your eyes on that one spot. And go to your breath. So if you stay with the breath, then I can talk about the alignment all night. And you're just going to keep getting stronger and just a toned sense of accomplishment. Good. You get to develop confidence in this pose while opening up the hips, strengthening the legs. Peel the back of your heart and the back hip more toward the back door. Yeah. Reverse your warrior. Reach up. Exhale, cartwheel down. High plank. Low push-up. Awesome. Up facing. Fill the lungs. Empty the lungs. Left foot, move into warrior one deliberately on the left side. Reach up. Move into warrior two deliberately by way of strong breathing. Opening up that front knee. Hugging that back thigh. And then feel like you're trying to pull your mat actually together. Like sometimes we teach like ripping it apart, but feel like you're almost trying to squish it up between your feet. You feel that action in your thighs? Yeah. There's just another bit of your untapped power, potential. Yeah. It's a whole body practice, but it's mind and body transformation. Reverse your warrior. Reversing a time in your life when like somebody else was shaping your life with their ideas for you, their expectations for you, yada, yada, yada. Cartwheel to the floor. Hear yourself breathing and recognize you're your own leader. Low push-up. Up dog. And you're a leader for others in a healthy way. Downward dog. Because you're accessing grace. And others access a lot of ego, so it misuses power. Big breath. Powerful exhale, releasing it all. And then shift forward, high push-up. Bring your feet together. Press your heels to the back of the room. Yeah, so if you press into my hands more. Yeah, there's your legs. You feel that more? If you're lifted up really high, you see how your legs are kind of taken out? So you access that. And then go ahead and spin your heels to the right for side plank. Left arm to the sky if possible. Press your hips high. Yeah, really good. And you're lengthening your tailbone towards your feet. And then your front ribs are going to soften towards your belly button. Exhale, high plank into downward dog. Take your right leg to the sky. Bend your upper knee. Flip your dog right over. Like just flip. Just keep going. You got it. You got it. Yeah. So your feet are underneath your knees. All 10 toes face forward. Yeah. Walk your feet in just a tiny bit more so you really plug into the legs by way of the feet. Now push your feet into the floor and the hips will shoot up. Reach high. Exhale, back. High plank. Press back on the out breath to down dog. Right leg high. Exhale, right knee outside your right elbow. Inhale, high. Exhale, right knee to your nose, chin to your chest. Hug the belly tight. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, right knee to inner left elbow. Shoulders will come over the wrist. That's excellent. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, sweep that right foot through for crescent lunge. So you're going to bring that foot into that lunge. Yep. You're going to come up. You're going to take your right arm underneath your left like an eagle arm variation. Press down into the feet. Squeeze your legs and then just let yourself fall back. Go ahead. Bring your hands to the floor. Your left hand's under the left shoulder. Your right arm opens out and opens up. Then you look to your ceiling or to your upper thumb and you breathe. And release. Bring both hands to the floor. Stay with me here. Take your right arm. Slide it under your front leg. And if you can, grab hold of the ankle on the right foot with both hands. Instead of your butt sticking out, your right hip pulling out, pull it in toward the middle of your mat. Drop your head. And if you need left hand on the floor, that's fine. Pull your chest forward. Feet pressing. Head heavy. And breathe. And release. High plank. High plank should probably feel good after that. Low push up. Up dog. Downward dog. Good. Breathing. Do that again. Inhale to the top of the lungs. This time open your mouth. Stick your tongue to down to your chin. Get it out. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Bring your feet together. And with your feet together, heels pressing against the wall, thighs lifting. That way your hips are already kind of up there. Spin the heels to the left, side plank. The left hand under the shoulder, maybe a tiny bit forward, but hugging that lower shoulder blade into your middle back. Good. And you're going to pull your chest out towards CVS. Really good, Jenny. Breathe. Look up. Smile. Release. High push up. That was awesome. Downward facing. Good. Take your left leg high, feet together. Kick the leg up. Bend the knee. As you breathe out, your upper foot flips you over. Good. So it's still very much in the legs. So by way of the feet, you'll find the legs. All four corners of the feet, push them into the ground, light up the floor. Taking your arm, reach it and stretch it toward CVS. Reach out toward Elm. Somebody out on that street out there needs somebody to reach out to them. Good. Just putting that out there. That's awesome. Arm to the sky. High plank. Low push up. Up dog and down facing. Go ahead, left leg high. Taking your knee right to the outside of that left elbow. Hugging the belly, shoulders right over the wrists. Yep, flexing that left foot. There you go. That way you access more of your core. Kick that leg up. Pull it tight to your nose. Hug the belly still. Hug the leg right up against the belly. Kick that leg up. Breathe it in big. Pull it through. Knee outside the inside the right elbow. Hug the belly. Hug the leg up into the belly. Oh. And lift it. Inhale. Sweep forward. Crescent lunge. So you lunge forward on that left foot. Give your feet some space. Come up. As you exhale, take the left arm underneath the right. You raise your arms. Good. Let your head fall back. Good. And exhale your fingertips to the floor. And take that left arm and just hug in. And if it's possible, you kind of slide that left shoulder underneath that thigh and wrap that left arm around the outside of the leg. Keep your left buttock pulled in toward the middle of your mat. Breathe in. Breathing out. Good. Breathe in. Breathing out. Yeah. It's really okay to go to a little bit more of an edge and breathe into it, because that's your breakthrough. It's beyond it. But you're not panicking. You're not in crisis. So Ujjayi breath with you every inch of the way. I'm with you, but you be with you. Release. High plank. Beautiful. Downward facing. When all the air goes out, that's your cue to your body. You walk or jump forward. Breathe it in, halfway lift. Exhale fully, forward fold. Bend your knees, drop your butt, reach the arms high. Good. Take your hands to prayer and take your left elbow outside your right thigh. Try to keep your torso lifted away from your thighs. Move your butt back, drop it down. And you'll see that left knee's trying to get past. Just pull the left hip back. There you go, Jenny. And then bottom fingertips in front of the feet on the floor. Upper hand spreading. Fingers spreading. Light up your hands. Light up your body from the inside out by Ujjayi breathing. As you exhale, feel the torso and the upper arm peel back a tiny bit more. Awesome. Release. Feet are wide, hip width. Grab your big toes while you're right there. Hug your thumbs around the big toes too. Give yourself a good lock there. As you breathe in, feel your chest strongly pull toward the front window. As you exhale, soften your knees. Drop your head down. Bringing the weight. So your knees start out soft, and then you can start to straighten them as it feels right for you. And when you move forward, bringing the hip weight forward, your belly pulls in tight. Your thighs are squeezing and lifting off the knees. Your eyes are set at one spot. You're interested in what I'm saying only because my voice is staying with your breath, staying with your body. Regarding anything else, you're the bigger deal. Yoga is an awesome way for us to tune in and listen to our body's messages that can't quite get through when there's a lot of noise in the background, the radio's turned up high. So Every exhalation clears out some of the noise internally that you walked in here with, that I did. And when you are emptier, when your mind is emptier, the heart can speak to the head. Breathing, and release your big toes. Bring your feet back together. Bend your knees, drop your butt, reach high. Stretch it back 2, and twist. Right elbow outside that left thigh. Check out your knee. See the right knee trying to probably get forward. Pull it back. Drop your butt down further. Get back to breathing. Without breathing, we're in survival mode. So being on the edge can feel really edgy, anxious. We're not looking to go there. We're looking to shut that energy off and activate strength and calm, groundedness, insight, awareness. Spread your wings, like bottom fingertips through the floor if possible, arm reaching, but just open yourself up and spread your wings. Spread your wings. Peel back a little more and exhale. Release. Separate your feet a little wider again. This time lift up your toes and slide your hands under the balls of your feet. And then walk up a little bit further, both of you. Like walk your feet up into your hands. So your feet, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like I wouldn't want you to cheat yourself. Inhale, flat back. As you breathe out, you'll fold, you'll bend. Folding inward to me reminds me, like, get your energy from yourself. Normally we have to look outside us for energy. You start really cultivating that for yourself. You can really bring even greater presence of yourself to your life and to others. And you're not depleted, whereas other people get depleted. They need sugar, they need coffee, they need something outside them. And yoga turns on that internal source, a wellspring of energy that's within you. You breathe in, you start going inward. You start getting more able to listen to those outside of you, underneath what they're saying. Because you're just learning how to really tune in with a little more care for your own feelings, your own thoughts, all of that. So what's benefiting you, what's honoring you, is in the long run honoring everybody for the work you're doing in here, beyond push-ups, beyond alignment. Release. Bend your knees. Press your thighs right into your chest and your chest right into your thighs. Wrap your arms around your calves and really hug in. Breathing out, and then you breathe in. Yeah, you're all bunched up, but you can still breathe with ease as long as you get all the exhale out first. Then you don't feel claustrophobic. Yeah. It takes courage to get real close to yourself. A lot of people want to focus on everybody else, what everyone else isn't doing, blah, blah, blah. But you get closer with yourself, you start easing up on everyone around you too, because you develop compassion. You can't go that deep into yourself without finding a new layer of compassion, new layers of you. Release all the way to stand. Come up nice and slow. Keep grounding your feet and firm your legs. Stretch everything up. And take your right knee, bend it, and bring your hands to your right knee. Flex your right knee. Even the toes, spread them. Even the pinky toe, peel it back. Now, to balance, you want to pull your belly in and up. Tailbone lengthens toward the floor. And then you can take your left hand to the left hip and open that knee out to the right. Your left arm is at shoulder level. And you just let your eyes follow a path to that side wall over your left fingertips. You come on back and shake your arms straight up. Keep that right foot flexed. Squeeze that bottom leg. Airplane. Kicking it all the way back. Your right hip is not lifted and open. It's staying lined up. Your chest wall lifts like a big up dog. Your palms press into an imaginary shelf behind you to get your chest higher. Nice. And you flip your palms. And hands to your heart. And half moon. So bring your left fingertips to the floor in front of your left toes. You're light on the fingertips, yeah. And you're going to taking your right leg higher than hip level this time. Yep, so you take it high and you flex your foot, so pull your toes, yeah. You peel all this open. And you breathe. And your fingers are long, length. Pull your chest away from your hips, heart away from the hips. And release. Woo! And ragdoll. Feet separated, hip width. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Head heavy. Big sigh as your upper body lets go more. And just rock side to side. Take your hands to your hips. Push your feet into the earth. Come on up. Bend your left knee. Grab hold of your left knee or shin. Hand on the hip. Open that leg out. Look straight ahead. Go to your breathing. Balance comes from quiet mind. The mind quiets by the way of breath. Yeah. And turn your gaze to look over your right shoulder or lengthen your right arm out. Right arm below shoulder level. Come on back. That was beautiful. Great holding. Inhale, everything reaching. Eyes are set. Exhale, eyes stay where they are. Airplane. You're breathing. It's going to bring you into it. Your inner left thigh is rotating up toward the ceiling. That's going to steer your left hip down. Then all you got to do is bring your chest up higher. A lot higher. There you are. And then press your heart forward. Yeah. And you move your shoulders back. And you squeeze every bit of your arms. And your fingers lengthen way back behind you. See how you've got that now? And hands to your heart. Hear your exhalation move you into half moon. Fingertips on the ground. Left leg higher than hip level. Flex your left foot. Yeah, like you're driving that heel out into the wall behind you. Whoop. Let's set that up again. Yeah, there you go. So if you take your bottom fingers underneath your shoulder a little more instead of way out, and more like in front of you, there you go. And then this leg straightens. She says, I don't want to. Okay. And then come over and try this on the wall. And you switch sides so you don't burn out. And spiritual waitress will bring you blocks. You're welcome. So stack your blocks on top of one another. Give yourself that height. That'll keep your lungs lifted. Now, Look at your bottom foot. See how your bottom foot's turned out toward me? So turn it toward the front door. Yeah. Yeah. Now your foot and hip are lined up. And then straighten that bottom arm. Yep. And lift this a little higher. Really good. And peel this back. Oh. Ah, that's gorgeous. Huh? Yeah. And come down. Was that better? Yeah. So, and this is so important for me too. So this is why I can spot it so quickly, because I'm like, oh, they mirror me, I mirror them. It's all good. We can help each other that way. Keeping that front foot at 12 o'clock. Because if your foot's going this way, this hip is closing right off. Do you notice that? So just keep that there. And you got to squeeze this leg because it's your base, it's your foundation. And in the upper leg, if you think it's going to be a little higher than my hip level, and just really push it out there. So try that on the other side. Go into the breath. Ujjayi breathing is going to give you awesome assists beyond my instruction. Ujjayi breathing leads you to your own inner knowing about this pose. Firm the bottom leg, upper foot higher than the hip, peeling that upper hip back. Pull my heart out a little bit, length, and opening. Good. And just think, what am I going to open up to now? And release. And then go ahead, come on back. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, if we're stumbling all over, we never find the success of that. So we think that's what it is, and then the teacher calls it out, and we go, God, I don't want to do this. I'll pretend I have to go to the bathroom. See, I know all the tricks. Go ahead, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Hands to your heart, clearing. Tree pose. That's like dessert, right? Bring the right foot in, wherever it's going to go, as long as it's not on the knee. Below it, above it. Keep your belly button squared. That's kind of a challenge to do because you're pressing that right knee open and the hip will also go with it. So square the hips to the front of the room. Yeah. Press your palms together really strongly so that your heart gets lifted. The elbows and wrists line with each other. Now if you line the wrists up, you stack the joints, you press the palms, and the upper body goes and lifts up. Breathing big. Distribute that weight so you're not pushing your foot in so much that you're going to push yourself over. Do you feel that? So come back to center with yourself. Yeah. And release. I'm becoming really aware of that too. How much pressure I'm putting on this leg, and I never thought about it. So it's putting all this here, and it's really throwing me out of alignment, and it's really straining the joint. So just being mindful of that, you can break those. When you become aware of the pattern, you can change the pattern, and you can change the whole game, really. Take tree on the other side. Pay attention to that front foot. Bring that leg in. Move your shoulders to the back of the room so that the spine starts going toward the heart. Then there's a softening. So the strength on the bottom, the spine lifted, but the spine gets some lightness. Take your arms, interlace your fingers, press straight up. Push your bottom foot like you're going to drive it down into the floor, and just boom, the power of your foot's just going to drop a huge hole in the floor. Notice how tall you get. Yeah, So you root down to rise up. Stretch up and back. Take your arms back, 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 back. And hands to your heart. Feet together. Close your eyes for a moment. And just check in with your head. Are your thoughts a little quieter, yes or no? Do you feel a little bit more in your body, yes or no? Whenever you get into any thinking, that's when you know immediately you have forgotten the full access of breathing. You'll think much better and you'll think much more vitally by way of breath. And all your actions will come from a clearer, just really aligned place in your heart. And every bit of the practice is us planting seeds of all of that. Yet we must give ourselves space to be human, to fumble, foul up, to forget. And that's when we know we're on our way to waking up again and again and again. Yoga is just about loving the whole self, mind, body. And you have to love your human side with that. You have to love yourself if you didn't get it all done that day. You have to love yourself if you lost your positive mood. Because it's a practice. But I'd rather have you walk out feeling more in touch with bigger self-love, self-care, the value of it. And all the other stuff will just come in time the more you show up to class. Planting seeds of that. Bigger love for you because you can embrace yourself a bit more fully every time you come to class. I think self-acceptance, self-love is truly the final frontier. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Breathe it in, flat back. Exhale the breath. Step to high plank. And to low push-up. Big exhale, moving through. Pull the chest through the arms. Yeah, up dog. Out breath. Warrior one, go right into it. Like no hesitation. Just step in. Trust that you're there. Reach up. Exhale. You know warrior two. Trust it. Open to it. Reverse your warrior. Breathing in. Feel your right leg straighten. Press down through your right big toe. Hug your right leg. Lengthen out as far as you can. Triangle. Widen your feet. And if you need to, if you have a habit of locking your front knee, put a little bend in it. Feel your torso pulling over the front thigh. There you go. Love that you can come to yoga and you don't need to know squat. Let your upper hand pull you up to stand. Come on up, face me. All 10 toes facing forward, but push through the outer edges of the feet toward the outer edges of your mat. Firm your thighs up. Reach up. Hands to your low back. Press your hips forward by the way of your flat palms. Let your heart lead up to the ceiling. The head will move out of the way. The last thing to get out of the way. Exhale, fold forward. Let your head get heavy. More of your thinking mind, your ego mind, will get out of the way by you just letting your head go. Let your head get heavy. Press your feet into the earth. Hug your thighs. Set your eyes and breathe. Your eyes on one spot. Let your head just get heavy, 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 heavy. To pull yourself out of your head. Forward bend. Soothe the nervous system. Opening up the hamstrings for sure. Squeeze those legs so it's strengthening. But it's beyond just those physical benefits. Breathing. It's the only route I know to a complete mind-body transformation through consistent practice. But you'll come when you can come. Hands to your hips. Press your feet into the earth. Come to stand. Turn your right toes forward. Step your back foot in. Left arm's going on the up and up and up. Your mood is also by way of Ujjayi breath. People who are kind of down in the dumps, they're not breathing big. Remember that. Stretch all the way out in front of you. Push your hips back. And then turn your chest to the side wall. And you open up your arms so you can keep the right hand on the right hip. You can bring your fingertips to the floor, or you can take those blocks, or you can call out that you need them. Because once you're in the pose, you want to be in it and breathe life into it. Know that you were there. You don't want to keep prepping for everything all the time, right? So I'll help you out a little bit. Because you come to class and invest in yourself. That's why I'm behind you. Reach up. Open wide. Release. High plank. Low plank. Up dog. Downward dog. Left foot, you're going someplace. You know where you're going. Trust that you know. Reach warrior one. High. Out breath to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in. Feel your left leg straighten. Triangle. You're widening out the feet a little more. You're just playing with that. You're exploring that. And keep your front knee soft if you have a tendency to lock it up. Pull your heart right over that front thigh. Yeah, let your throat open up and let your head fall back. Stick your tongue out. Let something hard just finally have a chance to melt while the bottom half of your body says, I got you really strong and grounded. So you can let go somewhere else in the body that it needs it. Your body knows. Pull yourself right up to stand. All 10 toes face me here. Take your hands behind your back. Take your shoulders up to your ears, hugging the shoulder blades toward the middle back. Pull the shoulders, knuckles, arms down. Press the crown of your head tall, like you're going to push it into the ceiling. Let your heart open up, leading, and forward fold. Your thighs are firming. The outer ankles pressing down into the floor. Nice. Big inhale. Clear it. See if you can stretch your arms toward the floor, toward your head. Breathe into the middle back. Yep, you have it interlaced. So if you interlace your middle fingers and you just, Like I said, you're allowed to come here and not know. You just got to breathe. And then you'll remember somewhere along the way that you do know, and you're learning. Anything from me is your own wisdom being remembered. Release the breath. Release the arms. Hands to your hips. Come to stand. Left foot, step it forward. Step the back foot in so the hips are squared up. Lengthen your tailbone towards your back heel. Stretch everything up. Lengthen out there. And then opening it up to twisting triangle. Yeah, grab those blocks. Breathing in. Breathe it away. Let something in the middle back let go just by surrendering the exhale. That's the most powerful thing you can do. Surrender. Release. Set your block aside. Move into a high plank. Filter the breath out into low plank. Draw the breath back into the body by up dog. And dump it out, down dog. Good. Shift forward, high push-up. And exhale very slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Completely land. Drop your arms to your sides, cheek to one side. Big breath in. Sigh it away. The sighs are powerful because they allow you to drop deeper into the floor. Notice that. Inhale, you'll feel everything get lifted a little bit. And on the exhale, if you fully exhale, you'll truly drop into the floor. Allow yourself a moment there. Sometimes there's pause because it's just plain procrastination. Perhaps we don't really want to do the thing we got to do. I'm finding in my own life or even in my own practice, if I just acknowledge that, that's the breakthrough, and then suddenly whatever it is gets done. But then there's real value in pausing, like right now, to just collect yourself, to gather yourself, to get back to yourself. Before you go and do what else you got to do, whether it's on the mat, whether it's off the mat. Good. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Bring your forehead to the floor. And lift your hands right off your bum. And I want you to just hug your shoulder blades back toward each other into your middle spine. Keep your hips and legs on the ground, but lift your chest up on the breath in. Now exhale fully with your eyes closed, and you'll feel the chest let go for you. Yeah. And now breathe in, you'll come up again. This time you can lift the legs. Keep the feet. Yeah, good. And the feet stay lined up with the hips. And your pinky toes even kind of lengthen down toward the floor. Hug your thighs toward each other. And then go ahead and take your arms out in front of you and come completely to the ground. So lengthening your arms out towards CVS. Get a big exhale out. Now's your chance. And on this breath in, come up. Lengthen your arms. Palms face each other like, yeah, exactly. Fingers spread. Hug the shoulders back into their sockets. Yep. Lengthen through your toes. Let your toes and legs get longer to the back of the room. Let your arms and fingers lengthen out here. Pull something out. Press your belly into the floor. Come higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Not holding your breath. Release. Really good. Bend your knees. And we'll just take one floor bow. Catch your feet with your hands. And your knees come in a little closer, so you try to line them up with your hips. Yeah. And it gives extra support and love to the low back. Now pick your legs up. Press them up and push them away from you. So it's like you're trying to stick your shins and knees toward the wall behind you. Belly presses down. Everything is getting lifted. Shoulder blades squeeze in. Exhale, come down. Bend your knees, keep them bent, and just windshield wipe the legs side to side. So just let go of your arms, yeah. Cheek to the other side, so switch sides of your face. Just breathe in and breathe out. And it's just a slow windshield wipe to release the back and the hips. Bring your palms flat. Make your way back to upward facing dog. Into your down dog. And then go ahead and gently bring your knees to the floor. And let's move ourselves into camel. So with your knees on the floor, you can fold the front edge of your mat over. Give your knees extra cushion. And when you're there, actually take that block with your hands. Bring it between your, hug it between your thighs. And keep the block nearby your mat for the rest of the evening, because you just never know what I'm going to have you do with it. But you're going to come right up onto your knees. So you stand right up on your knees. And now remember, the power of the legs is going to really allow you to come into a back bend with stability. Stability will allow you to go further. So squeeze your block like it's going to spit out behind you. So bring it right up. Like bring it right up here. Yeah, even higher. Even higher. Yep, there. Yeah. Now hug that like crazy. Like it's starved for love. Let your thighs hug that block. Hands to your hips or low back. Fingers can be up or down. Press your hips forward and let your heart lengthen up through the ceiling. Shoulders will press down toward the floor. And your head gets out of the way. Breathing in. Emptying the breath out. Breathing in. Letting go. Good. Come on up nice and carefully. So did you feel that? Like if you squeeze the block, your legs were really holding you. So your upper body could just let go a little more. Ease. Go ahead, let's try that again. Just keeping that tailbone lengthened toward the feet instead of sticking out. Lengthen the tailbone down. Let the hips press forward. Hug the block like it's never known any affection before. And just breathe in and breathe out. You're opening up the chest. You're opening up the emotional center. You're opening up the throat. So allow your throat to fall back. And if you get stuck, breathe out there and breathe into that space. Good. Come on up nice and slow. And you can take the block out. You can make your way out onto your back. And just keep the block nearby, yeah. So, so go ahead, come out onto your back. And let's get back to where you started. So, which seems like a long time ago. Reach through the fingertips toward the back of the room. Arms are separated. Point the toes away from you. Good. Big breath in. Really good. Go ahead, take the block, and I want you to put it between your thighs. And I want you to put it between your thighs the long way. So this way. Yeah. You're going to take your legs up to the ceiling by hugging the block like crazy, flexing your feet. And take your hands behind your head. On every exhale as you'll come up. Okay, so I still want to hear the breathing. Here we go. 10, 9, 8. So the upper body lifts up. Yep, and slow it down. Slow it down. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9. Squeeze the block. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing out to come up. 2, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8. Keep your elbows out to the side, Jenny. Yep. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9. Breathe out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Good. Take your hands behind your head again. Flex your feet. And you're going to do bicycles. So as you twist the right elbow to the left knee, the right leg will straighten out in front of you. 10, 9, 8, 7. Flex your feet. 5, 4. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 3. Excellent. 2, 1. 10, 9, 8. Drop into something a little more in your gut. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Jenny doesn't like me very much right now. 5, 4, 3. It's okay. 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Okay. Now I want you to rock up and back to flat feet. And rock back. And rock up. Pull the belly tight. And rock back. And rock up. This time, come on up for boat pose. So you bend the knees, you hug the knees together like you drill them together. Arms are out. And you don't collapse in your low back, but you lift out of it. Good. Then you lengthen your legs out in front of you. You take your arms over your head toward the floor for low boat. Take your breath in. Big exhale. Suck your belly in tight. Boat pose. However you get there, it's great. Low boat. High boat. Come on up. Low boat. Get all your air out and cinch your belly in and come up. Low. One more high boat. And release. Cross your ankles. Hands to the floor. Jump back. High push up. Look forward. Keep your eyes ahead. Low plank. Up facing. Down facing. Half pigeon, right side. So you're going to bring your right foot up and walk it over towards your left hand. Take your hips, or hands rather, back towards your hips. Flex your right foot. And as you breathe out, you'll fold forward. You can take your arms out in front of you. And while I come around, I'm going to show you a little trick. So your front foot is going to flex. Can you bring it out a little further? Okay. So you're just where it's at. And if you need to bring it in closer, that's okay. But what I want to see is the foot flexed. Because if the foot just hangs here, you'll never truly access any opening in the hip. So when you flex the foot, you're going to now press that pinky toe side, the ball of the foot under the pinky toe side. Do you feel that now in your hip?
I feel more.
Yeah. But you want to look to keep that action. Yep. So same, Jenny. So the ball of your foot right here under the pinky toe, you're going to push into it, push into my fingers. You feel that more in that right hip? That's what you want. Yeah. And you're very much staying with your breath. And this is what we've been paving the way for. Yippee, right? But to access your hips, to create a bigger space in your own body, in your pelvis, is going to be by way of that foot. Pressing through the ball of the foot under the pinky toe side. We've been paving the way, so every pose was leading you to being able to be here. So your breath is key right now. It's essential. There's an opportunity here for you to meet yourself. In a moment of challenge. And it's powerful. It's powerful to me because it taught me how to stick with myself through the nitty-gritty. This is a pose that really doesn't elicit rainbows and unicorns. The rainbows and unicorns and the lighter feeling and the mobility, the pep in your step as you go down the street in a few minutes. It comes when you're able to go into the nitty-gritty and breathe there. So you have to access that part. You must, because you can't know its opposite if you don't. Go to where it's uncomfortable so that you can know ease. Like genuinely being in touch with moments of ease. Go to where you're cramped up. And then ask yourself, where in my life am I cramped? Who in my life is a pain in my butt? Your body will give you all the information you need. And to go into your pain is a true touchstone of spiritual progress. Big breath in. Dump it out. You teach yourself holding the breath in the hip opening pose doesn't allow for much freedom. Oxygen can't reach the body, blood flow can't reach that area. Everything stays dark and cramped up. So you're going into that and you're your own healer. Your breathing is what's going to heal and open things up. On the inhale, that space is having a chance to open. And on the exhale, your body is able to, in that space, is able to come back together, perhaps with just a bit more comfort than you had when you first got into the pose. You don't have to like every pose of yoga, but later after class, you'll reap the benefits and you'll know that you are. And you'll know that you've done the work. You didn't come in here and play around. Curl your back toes under and bring your hands to the floor. Push off that back foot and your palms to take that leg up and out. Lift it to the sky like you do in the beginning. Bend the upper knee and peel the knee and hip open very gingerly, very present. And release. And take the other side. Left foot comes up. Your back leg lengthens behind you. And you're breathing in and you're breathing out. And you're keeping the ball of that pinky toe side of the foot pulled back. So you're kind of imagining you're pushing it against a door. Push it into my 2 fingers, whatever image that works. And then go into the work of breathing. So recently I've had some big experiences in my life around writing the hardest parts of my book so I can complete it, get it out there. And I'm writing about some real nitty-gritty stuff that I experienced as a kid. And it's, I thought I had pretty much covered everything. Keep breathing as I speak. I thought I had healed everything. I thought I had really worked through all of it. Truly I did. And then these pieces are coming up that are so relevant to what I've overcome, so I can't not include them. But it left me I just felt taken right out. Taken out of my body. I felt very despondent for a few days, really, really struggling. And just feeling really lost. Of course, all the resistance comes up. I don't want to write anymore. Let somebody else do this. This is too hard. And I started to notice how I felt despondent. And I used to live that way most of my life to survive my life. I was just numb to feeling any pain. And then I realized that's not a good place to be. So it speaks to right now, you don't have to like what you're feeling, but hell, at least you're feeling. Not everyone could say that. And I realized coming to my mat, after a few days of that, I figured out quickly that wasn't going to work. I think yoga keeps me on a short leash that way. Mind and body. And I just got in my mat and I went through the motions because I felt out of touch. And then I realized, I was just numbing myself because I had never learned any other tool. And in survival mode, we come up with techniques that really keep us going, usually as a child. But my children didn't deserve for me to feel numb, and my partner didn't. And my past didn't deserve to take me out again. And I love that I got to such a low place, because I can't genuinely know what that's like for somebody else with compassion if I don't feel it myself. I gotta love that I got so uncomfortable. And then I realized those were the parts of my life, of the story, that needed love. And by numbing out, I was turning away. So you have an opportunity here, as I did, either numb out just to get through, or go into what yoga really is, bringing love and light, healing to the mind, to the body, to the heart, to a memory, to an experience, so that you can let its grip on you soften up. Breathe in, breathe it out. And it was only after I did that, it was only after I sat in pigeon and frog like you are now, let myself had a deep gut-wrenching cry, I realized I just had never cried for those parts of the story. And when I felt them, I almost went back into shock that I had even lived any of that. But walling myself off to pain, to discomfort, didn't ever really work out for me in the end. And those parts come back up and say, do you want to love me now? Doesn't mean it's fun. But it means that you're able to bring in a much bigger piece of acceptance and love, and you can be a source of what that means to others who also need it. Big breath in. Big exhale. When you can breathe into something, there's the healing. There's the peace. And then you go, it's really not so bad. But if you can't do that, you won't want to go near it. And that's why it'll keep finding ways to find you. Calling out for love, healing, asking to be felt, asking to be listened to. Curl your back toes under. Great work. Palms flat. Take yourself out, but with love. Love to your body, love to your hip and buttock. Love for your pigeon pose. Take that leg high. Bend the upper knee, flex and roll it open. Roll the hip down. Come down onto your buttocks. Take your legs out in front of you. Still with me? Take your right foot to your inner left thigh. Take the flesh of your left buttock, pull it out behind you. Inhale, arms reach. Middle fingertips are even stretching longer into the ceiling. Exhale, fold over that front leg. Your knee can stay soft, it can stay bent. You close your eyes and you go into Ujjayi breath. Love your forward folds. It's a beautiful way to truly drop into the body in a more restful way. And you're going home and you go to bed pretty shortly, so it's just all good. When you have a great night's sleep, you'll know that you contributed to your own quality of rest by the practice. Come on up, and then switch sides. Flesh of your buttock out. Fold.